What is going on, guys? Ishin here from CZeroMedia. And damn, it's been what, like 8 months, 9 months maybe since the last time I made any videos. I just wanted to make a quick update video here today to let you know that for one, I'm alive, and for two, what I've been up to, and for three, what's gonna happen with future videos on my channel. First of all, today is July 7th, which means it is 7th day. So for those of you who know what I'm talking about, happy 7th day. And that is one of the reasons why I wanted to film a video today, because I was looking at my phone. I'm like, oh, it's July 7th, 7th day. I did not film a single video in 2020. Maybe it's time for an update video. So here I am talking to you guys. But before I talk about myself, I really hope that every single one of you have been staying healthy, staying sane throughout, what's happening in the world. For me personally, I've been taking my vitamins as usual, working out, drinking my water. I've been quite healthy. And to be honest, I was quite optimistic, or naive, should I say, about the whole pandemic situation in the beginning. I was in India literally when the pandemic started happening around the world. I still traveled to Denver for snowboarding. I traveled to Arizona the first week of lockdown because I thought what a lot of people thought was a flu. And then I heard of stories of my friends' parents dying, friends around the world, relatives dying. I got friends in Italy, Spain, of course in Asia. And that's when it really hit me. So I've been social distancing, of course, staying at home and staying put. As far as my job and YouTube is concerned, I've been super busy. I know a lot of people got laid off throughout the pandemic. I know a lot of people have reduced hours, but I feel like I've been working extra hours during the day. You guys know that I'm an engineer in the automotive industry. That job load has definitely increased. I don't really talk about this much on my YouTube channel, but I did get into real estate investing last year. I bought a house, putting 50 grand, renovating it, and now it is up on Airbnb, and it was doing well until, of course, pandemic. There were about 2 months earlier this year where I had zero tenant in the Airbnb property. I also have a small business that's in the travel sector, and as you can imagine, again, nobody's traveling right now, so that business has tanked in the meantime. And for that reason, I was struggling for cash flow, and unfortunately, and I don't think I posted this anywhere, I had to sell my Evo 10. I bought the Evo 10 for, how much did I get it for? Like 6 or 7 grand, which is cheap, but as you know, it had the blown engine in it. Spent about 3-4 grand fixing it up, and then sold it for I think 14 or 13 grand. So I still ended up making 3 or 4 grand, but I had to put all that money into my side businesses just to get the cash flow going to keep my businesses alive. I didn't have to take any loans or PPP or any of that. But at one point in life, I was struggling for cash flow, that's for sure. And while all of that was going on with my business and my work being busier than ever during the day, I went through some personal issues where it was so bad to a point where I had to get a counselor or a therapist for the first time in my life. Long story short, I am good to go now. I am back. So now we're gonna talk about the fun stuff. YouTube. I just noticed that I have 200,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, which is ridiculous. I haven't uploaded any videos. I haven't been keeping track of subscriber count or anything like that. And all of a sudden, it's at 200,000 subscribers. So thanks again to everybody who follow my YouTube channel. As always, it's still growing even though I'm not uploading anything. Today, I wanted to show you guys all my cars, all my bikes, and give you an idea of what is in the plan for the rest of the year. And by this time, I'm sure you guys are sick of looking at my face, so I'm gonna start pointing the camera at the toys. First of all, I got this thing. A dirt bike for the first time in my life. This is something I always wanted to get into but never had a chance to, because I've been a street rider all my life. It is a 4-stroke 250cc reliable 2015 Yamaha. When the pandemic happened, I figured the rest of the year wouldn't be the same in terms of like going to restaurants and going to bars and whatnot, so I figured I'll spend more time outdoors. I always wanted to get a dirt bike as a kid growing up in concrete jungle of Tokyo with dirt to be found nowhere. It was a hobby I always wanted to get into, and I'm glad that I finally had a chance to, except I was getting more and more confident, hit a jump, went off the trail and hit a tree and nailed my head, had a minor concussion, and screwed up my shoulder. So I have not been riding my motorcycle or my mountain bike. This is a new mountain bike here. It is a 27.5 inch YT Jetsi base edition. So I'm getting more and more into outdoor life with mountain bikes and dirt bikes, except I'm injured at this moment. And here we have the cafe area. So the Jitsu conversion has completed up front, and the bike was actually up and running. I just have not had a chance to edit and post the videos of me rebuilding the bike, but the bike was up and running for a short span of a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and I crashed it. It got destroyed and I rebuilt it again, and it's almost done with the rebuild process, and all of that video will be uploaded once I get a chance to edit it. So don't be surprised when I start uploading videos from 6 months ago. And yes, I still have my FC09. Love this thing. It's almost too perfect. I can't take it on the streets, I can't take it on the highway. It just rips. I love the motor on this thing. One thing I'll do is change up the suspension. It's an amazing bike, and I don't plan on selling that anytime soon. And here we have the FDRX7, the LS6 swapped 94. It's been in the works for like 3 to 4 years now. I put everything back together, if you remember from my last video, and tried to start it, didn't start. It sounded like he was having electrical issues. He was just going wah, 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 and it wasn't just like cranking fast enough. I saw it was electrical issue this whole time, only to realize when my friend Raj, Evil God, came over to my house. He was like, you know what, you should probably do compression test. I know it's a brand new engine, I know you just put it in here, it's a fresh build, but you never know, do a compression test. Sure enough, this engine had 0 compression on 7 cylinders out of 8, and that up and down during the startup process was because the car was only getting compression on 1 cylinder. What ended up happening when the engine got rebuilt was that the machine shop we used for porting the head that Pashko hired out basically put the wrong valves back into the head for some reason. So the valve length was longer than OEM that went into the engine. So it was just not sealed up even at the full compression state. I was getting 0 compression this whole time. I was chasing after electrical issues, like redoing my wire harness, redoing the relays and fuel pump, all that. And little did I know that it was just having 0 compression. So I have the fresh head back in this box now. New valves, brand new gaskets, nuts and bolts, and all of that. Head studs, because once you torque it, you can't really reuse it. So that's gonna be getting installed on the car, and it will be hopefully good to go. I just need to spend a day on it, and it should be at a running state. All right, now let me show you what I got outside. All right, now we're outside. Let's start with the Evo 8. It's been sitting here for like 2 years now. I don't even drive it anymore. Honestly, before I used to drive this on the weekends, and I was enjoying it, but nowadays it's just so ridiculous to a point where street driving has become quite impossible without getting pulled over. If you come over here in my garage, these are just my tickets from driving the Evo. If you combine all my tickets for my motorcycles and my Datsun and whatnot, I could probably frame it into additional space over here right next to it. But this is one of the reasons why I don't drive the Evo anymore. So the Evo has been sitting there. It's to a point where I'm happy with what I've done to it. You know, when you're building a junior car, it comes to a point where you can't really do anything else to it. You're putting so much time and money into it to a point where it's in a perfect state. And that's where I think the Evo is right now. I just need to get it up and running, and maybe even ask you guys, what should I do with the Evo? What do you want me to do to the Evo 8? I do like the idea of getting into older generation Evos, like Evo 4s and Evo 5s. I find myself, as I get older, to like classic cars and older stuff more and more. You know, it started with the RX-7, now I got the Datsun, which is 78, which I love. Cafe Racer is 75, and I guess that's just what happens when you're in the 30s. I always wanted like a R34 GTR, but nowadays I'm leaning more towards like an Acura NSX. So over here we got the 280Z. This car actually just came back from paint shop. If you guys remember, the front end
had no bumper, and it still has no bumper. But what we did was we created the bumper bracket feature here. So now I can run the bumper like a normal 280Z would be able to do, or should I say a lower valence. I'm going to be converting the front end to 240Z. I have carbon fiber bits and pieces that's going to go up front. I got a Dapper headlight that's going to go in here, fender mirrors of course, front fender, flares. So that's some videos will be filmed as I take that car to near completion, so I can daily drive it for the rest of the summer at least. And lastly, I have the Dodge Ram. For some reason, a lot of you guys like my Dodge Ram videos. The last video I did of Raptor lining and PR15 the Dodge Ram, that video went viral with like 1 million or 2 views. YouTube just does weird things with algorithms sometimes where the most unexpected videos goes viral. And a lot of people who are subscribed to my channel are subscribed because of Dodge Ram, and I get DMs and PMs all the time asking about how the Dodge Ram is doing. So I will do update video on my DD Dodge Ram 1500 with 155,000 miles, just to show you how the PR15 and Raptor liner has held up over the winter, because obviously that is my winter DD. But that is it for a quick life update, guys. Like I said, there will be a lot of videos that were filmed in the winter time to be uploaded. I just haven't had a chance to edit it. I'll be editing on the weekends and weeknights when I have time available. So don't be surprised if my complexion changes with my beard situation, changes, my haircut. It's going to be all over the place. It might be fun to watch. And it is super hot today. It is like 90 degrees here in Michigan. I'm gonna jump in the pool, go paddle boarding and whatnot. And like I said, I hope every one of you has been healthy. Thank you so much again for subscribing, being my fans, subscribers, whatever you want to call it. And stay safe out there. Peace.